Good evening, everybody. You're on board the Gospel Train. I'm Sharon Rucker. We are late tonight, everybody, but we are still going to have a great conversation. So I need you all to help me do something. Send a text message, send an email, call somebody, tell them to go to SharonRucker.com. And for those of you on Facebook, click your share and your like. We will get started in about a minute. Dewey is already in the conference room. Deborah will be here soon, so hang with us. Thank you so much for joining us. Hey everybody, click your share and your like.
This is yours truly, Mr. NIA himself, Roderick Carter, and you're listening to my homegirl, Sharon Rucker, on the Gospel Train. Keep it locked.
That's right, everybody. Keep it locked right here for the very best in gospel music on Sharon Rucker's Gospel Train. You can reach this station by simply going to SharonRucker.com on your computers, laptops, and your tablets. And you can enjoy it anywhere in the United States and any other country, because we are heard worldwide, everybody. Thank you all so very much. Those of you that are already in the conference room, in the Facebook room, thank you all very much. I just need you to help me by clicking your share button and click your like button. And I thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to lower everything. Dewey's already out here waiting. So let's just pull all this music down. And the song in the background, I have permission to play. It is a Facebook friend. His name is Reginald Stokes, called When People Talk. How appropriate, everybody. When People Talk. Hang on. All right, let's go back to the phone line and let's bring in Dewey. Dewey, how in the world are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. You are coming through so nice and clear and loud. I declare that top Comcast man must have done something, because it just sounds really good on my end. It does. How does it sound on your end?
Oh, it sounds great.
Well,
very clear.
I know he got, shoot, I got one of these I have a new Xfinity box in here, everybody. I don't know if you all have received one yet, but the latest Xfinity box, the Wi-Fi box, it is white. If you don't have one of those, you probably don't have the latest thing. I do. And that's probably why we sound a whole lot better out here, Dewey. So I am grateful that he came.
Good.
I am really grateful. Everybody, let's just jump right in here. We're going to stay out here tonight. It is 2 minutes after 7, so we'll stay out here to 7:45. But I am just, listen, I have been just overjoyed at listening over and over to Senator Cory Booker when he gave praise to Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. I tell you, everybody, that lady needed that. She has gone through pure hell these past 4 days. I see Deborah. Hey, Deborah.
Hi, Sharon. How are you?
We're good. I'm good. How are you?
Okay, not too bad.
Good. I was just telling Dewey, I have probably listened to Cory Booker at least 2 or 3 times, everybody, because I'm going to tell you something. Not only was that message to Judge Jackson, that message was for all black women, okay? Because all black women, we always seriously, when we're trying to do something that's on the level of what she's trying to do, I don't care if you're trying to open up a business, if you're trying to produce a movie, or if you're trying to get a part in acting, even with me trying to run my radio station, you know, it is a job, everybody, for people to want to do business with us. It's just rough for black women, and I just don't get it. And I don't think that there's anybody other than maybe the other people that were chosen on the list that would have been more qualified. But this lady is extremely qualified to be on the Supreme Court, everybody. So the questions that were given to her, to me, it was just beneath her. It was just beneath her. And one of them in particular, and I had to, I copied this because I said, it just made me so mad that our senator, she's from Tennessee, Deborah, Marsha Blackburn, had the audacity, and I want to quote exactly like she put it, because I don't want to take this out of context, so I'm going to my wall, everybody. She made me so mad asking this question right here. Listen to this dumb mess right here. She said, hang on, Lord have mercy, I should have had this already pulled up. She says right here, can you define the word woman? Come on now. Can you, this is what, I'm reading it right from her page. Can you define the word woman? Now, Deborah and Dewey, what was that about? What was that about?
Deborah, go ahead.
They were just auditioning for Trump. So all of them, seeing who could get votes to change. And none of them are going to vote for her. They may get 5, maybe 6 Republicans to vote for her. And then, it'll be something like 66, 67. And then the others are not voting for her. So all that was asked for them to do was try to show off in front of the camera and see who could position themselves to be happiest so they can get their name out there and maybe get in 2024. So that's the reality of it.
So, Deborah, what are you saying? Are you saying that she was politicking? Is that what that was about?
Almost definitely.
All of them.
It's politicized. Everybody's politicized. She's qualified. The woman in South Carolina.
David.
David Shelton
Can you come in?
qualified. The woman out in California was qualified. They have hundreds of jurors that are qualified. It's not a matter of them being qualified or not. They would not get to the place they are without being qualified. It's just a matter of who you're going to get in there that's going to vote the way you want it. And the Republicans, at this point, you see with Clarence Thomas, they don't care about anything except for, are you going to vote the way we want you to vote when you get on the Supreme Court? And they'll let anybody, they'll let Mickey Mouse go up there. If they're going to vote the way they want, they don't care about anything else.
Wow. Well, you may have a point.
And they were basically looking for sound bites for 2022 and 2024. And it's all politics. I was so proud of the way this lady handled this.
I was too.
That mess because she was just so eloquent, and they didn't get her stride in any kind of way. I know I wouldn't be able to hold myself like that, but she was just so smart. Number one, just brilliant, and then just the way she carried herself or not. And she, saying, let me try to explain this sense where you'll understand.
Right.
She
was something, everybody.
I was just proud of her.
I didn't look at it all day, every day, but the parts that I did see, unfortunately, I caught the parts that made me mad. Okay, but she was just, and I'm gonna tell you what I did like. Did you all see that big pause that she gave? What was the man's name that said he was just escorting his family to Cancun? Remember during the pandemic? Well, Ted Cruz. Because whatever he said, it was so dumb that she took a long pause. Under her breath, I bet she was saying, Lord, give me strength, because this is a really dumb amen right here. Okay. That's what she was saying. She was saying, Lord, please give me strength. All right? Okay?
But she did so well.
She did awesome.
I would have been like the one who was up there crying.
There's no way she could have got up there and did poorly because they had already vetted her.
Yeah.
And she had probably practiced for months.
Yeah, I'm sure.
When she knew that she was going to be, but they were already saying that she was going to be the main nominee. And then they have two runner-ups, I guess, in case something happened with her. But she's probably been practicing for months to sort of
she must have.
What the questions will be. I mean, come on, they ask the same questions every time when they get up there.
That's right.
Ever since Robert Bohr got up there and Joe Biden and the rest of the Senate judiciary grilled him and he was unpleasant, but he told the truth of his views and his beliefs. They were racist, but he told the truth anyway. And then they used it against him, and he didn't get confirmed. So ever since then, they have all been prepared to come up there and to say what they need to say in order to get in. Clarence Thomas was the only one who got silent when he, was accusing them of a high-tech lesson. But the reality is that the whole process is politicized.
Yeah.
It's thoroughly politicized because they're doctors. I mean, they're judges, but they are appointed by the president, who is a politician, and they are confirmed by the Senate, who are politicians. So it's politicized.
Yeah.
That's true.
It used to be a lot of them would go into that role. It's all politics from the very beginning, but a lot of them go into being justices. But the court has really been more politicized now than this last year or two. And then I know you want to talk about Clarence Thomas and his wife.
Of course I am. Like I said,
the lady was just so poised, and this made me feel very proud. Just
Me
the
too.
way she handled those claims.
Me too, Dewey. I thought she did an awesome job. Just to kind of go back, excuse me, everybody, and just kind of pull up and let you all know exactly what's happening. Is that you, Deborah?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. I just kind of heard a little something going on. I didn't know if it was me making some noise or not, everybody. Let me do this. Let me go back and pull up exactly what he said, just a little bit of what Corey said, because I thought it was kind of special, everybody. Really, I did. So hang on just a second. I'm pulling it up right now. Here's exactly what Corey said to her. He said, this country is getting better and better. He said, when that final vote happens and you ascend onto the highest court in the land, he said, I'm going to rejoice. And I'm going to tell you right now, the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, will be better because of you. Okay, everybody? I said, Corey's speech is probably going to go down in history because that lady, everybody, she needed exactly, she was crying because of what all they had put her through. And I guess in her mind and her heart, she was thinking, of all of the things that they should have been asking me. They were saying the darndest thing. They were talking about pornography and about this little book that's in some school about babies. I can't remember exactly what it was about, but it had to do you remember, Deborah, doing about this book that Ted Cruz brought up that's in some school or something?
Mm-hmm.
What did that have to do with her qualifications? Okay?
It
I mean,
had nothing to do with it.
but I'm just saying her
Because
tears.
They're not there to judge her qualifications.
Yes.
They already know she's qualified, Sharon.
Right.
They know
Right.
she's qualified. They can read, they can see her record and her ruling. They were there to try to stump her, but more importantly, they were there to audition for 2024.
Okay.
That's why they brought up critical race theory and the 1619 project and the able, I believe it was either child pornography or something.
Yeah.
They were totally inappropriate questions, but that's the stuff that they put out there in order to divide people for 2024.
Okay.
She could have been involved sitting there, and they would have asked her the same questions because they weren't talking to her, they were talking to their followers.
Okay.
Exactly.
That makes sense,
exactly.
Deborah.
And she was crying only, but I think there's more tears of joy
That's right.
when people say good things about
That's
you.
right.
All
That's
that
right.
crap
That's right.
you have to go through.
That's
When
right.
somebody says something good about you and your impact, that will make you cry if you have any human.
That's right.
But
You're right,
she
Dewey.
wasn't crying like that other guy. The one before her.
Okay.
Oh, he was. That
Yeah,
was. You know
yeah.
what? They somebody put up. Somebody put up some kind of photos of his crying and hers, and I put that. I had to share that on my wall. I put that on my wall, and I said, Lord, I thought, seriously, everybody, the last one that Trump picked, and all that the ladies were saying that he did it. Now, he didn't admit he did it, but he did. So you couldn't find anything on this lady other than the bull crap that they were trying to say about people that she didn't give enough time to, sex offenders. Okay, and she said she followed the guidelines of Congress. Okay, but I'm just proud of her. I thought she did an awesome job. But listen, let's move on. Let's move on to this. Let's move on to Clarence Thomas, who was released from the hospital, I believe, on yesterday. So he was discharged. But guys, he is now facing mounting ethics scrutiny. Now, Deborah and I kind of conversed about this just a little bit, and you all know nothing's going to be done. Well, y'all know I don't play. So I've already sent the president a message. I sent Nancy Pelosi a message, Chuck Schumer, and Kamala Harris. And if you guys would like to know what Sharon Rucker said, because I was so teed off that he had the nerve. He was the only one that voted against the information that they were trying to get from Trump. Well, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but he was the only one. What was it they were trying to get, guys? Remember? And Clarence Thomas was the only one that didn't vote, that messed up the vote.
They were trying to get some of his records that he had.
Well, Clarence Thomas voted to not give it.
He was not going to give them.
Yes, but thanks to Clarence, everybody. Thanks to him and his vote, that he stopped them from being able to do that. But I sent them.
No, his vote. I mean, they voted. He was the only one that dissented.
That's exactly. Yeah. I'm sorry. They did it, but right. You're right, Dewey. You're right. But here's what I said. Hold on, because y'all know I don't play. All right. I had to. Here's what I said. I said to Joe Biden, to Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Kamala Harris, I said, as I sit and read all of these texts from Virginia Thomas, I said, I am disgusted. I said, how dare all of you allow Clarence Thomas to rule on any cases that have political significance? I said, wake up. I said, Republicans will not stand for this. Let me tell y'all something. That thing has been viewed 50 plus times and it's still been viewed. Okay? I sent that to them 2 or 3 days ago when all these texts came out on the news. And I mean, let me tell you, I don't know if you all have read it, but I put it out there for all of you all to read, share, do whatever you want to. I got it on Facebook. I got it on Twitter. I got it everywhere because I wanted everybody to see all of those texts. Dewey and Deborah, have y'all read those texts? Have y'all seen all that? And I'm going to tell you what really made me really mad. She was talking to Mark Meadows, who was Trump's right-hand man. He was chief of staff. That's his right-hand man.
Yes.
And guys, it's so many texts. They only showed us like about 6 or 7 or 8. But they said it's boo-cool texts of her back and forth. So, like I said, I put it everywhere I could put it, where people could see it. And it's still being hit. I'm sure Secret Service is checking me out because I keep looking at all the times that they've checked out my radio station. I can tell because if the word says engage, that means they're hitting on my page to see who I am and all that. Do it. You ain't gonna find nothing on me. You ain't gonna find nothing. Okay? Nothing. But I'm just saying, I sent them a message because I told them, I said, wake up. I said, we have got to and I don't know what could be done to Clarence because this is something that his wife did. But I think he should not get to rule on anything that has to do with politics and the significance of anything that has to do. He should not get a vote. Now, what y'all think? That's the punishment he should get for his wife.
Yeah, well, but who's going to punish him?
Well, that's why I told him to wake up, Dewey. That's why I said, wake up. I said, Republicans wouldn't stand for this. They wouldn't stand for that.
No, well,
only
you can't.
the only way that he would get impeached would be like the president. I mean, I suppose the House could impeach him, if they got a majority. They have a slight majority now for the Democrats, but I'm not sure all Democrats would vote to impeach him because of what his wife did. And then if it went to the Senate, the Senate, theoretically, the Democrats have a majority, but it would take 67 of the senators to vote for his removal. Now, that's not going to happen.
No.
So, the only thing is maybe he could be censored, or maybe he could, be motivated to not rule on any cases that she has weighed in on.
Yeah.
But even that's going to check it. Who's going to say, no, you're not going to rule on these cases? I think he would have to voluntarily remove himself. The only thing I could say that might come out of it is just because the bad publicity would lead her to pipe down and sit herself down somewhere and stop interfering. But I'm not even sure if she would do that because the Republicans are arrogant.
No.
They're arrogant and they know they can get away with it.
Well,
let me just being like that. This is not the first time she's been involved.
I agree. It's not.
But the thing, there's nothing you can really do. Damn well the Republicans not going to try to do anything because then he might put another black person on the Supreme Court if he went off. So, it's just something we have to live with until.
All we can do is just wait until he decides he doesn't want to be. I mean, we know he's not interested in the job. He's only interested in the perk. But, maybe he'll decide his health is not up to it.
And speaking of that, Deborah.
Who knows?
And speaking of his health, Deborah, and Dewey, let me ask you something, guys. Did he have COVID and they just didn't tell us?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
this is just me asking the question. But listen, they said flu-like symptoms. Flu-like symptoms?
Infection. They said he had an infection. But they didn't say what the infection was.
Yeah, Deborah.
But, you will never know.
I know. But I don't. I think it's a shame if they kept that from the world. The former president of the United States.
You're hated when people actually root for you to get COVID. This guy.
Well, now, Deborah, wait a minute, Deborah. Now I have been listen. Now I want room for the man to get COVID, and I'm not. I don't
think anybody was too upset if he actually got it.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not rooting for him to get COVID. It's just, I think if we can find out that Hillary Clinton has it and that President Obama has had it, if we can find out that those two people have had it, who are very important people, then why would you try to keep that a secret about Clarence if he has had COVID? Why?
Well, they feel like you don't need to know.
Well, why, Dewey? Why?
And he's got lots of enemies in the black community. He's hated. And so nobody's going to be shedding any tears if he takes down COVID. I don't think people would be rooting for him to die, but it would be just reward if he got COVID and got sick and had to sit down somewhere. Because this is the same person who said that you didn't have to wear masks in corporations.
That's true.
In the company called Hybrid.
That's true. Let me just read something to you on some of the stuff that she was saying to Mark Meadows. On November the 6th of 2020, she said, "Do not concede. It takes time for the army who is gathering for his back." That was on November the 6th. On November the 10th, she said to Mark Meadows, "Help." I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep wanting to put an exclamation there. She said, "Help this great president stand firm, Mark. The left tastes their power. You are the leader with him who is standing for America's constitutional governance at the precipice." And I'm not sure what that word means. Do you all precipice? Precipice? Am I saying it? What is it?
You're about to fall over.
Okay.
Yeah.
She says, the majority knows right before it's about to fall. The majority knows Biden and the left is attempting the greatest heist now is what she called it, of our history. That was on November the 10th. All right. She comes back on November the 13th. She says, Sidney Powell and improved coordination now will help the cavalry calm and fraud exposed and America saved. She says, don't let her and your assets be marginalized instead. Help her be the lead and the face. Now, I don't know who Sidney Powell is. Who is Sidney Powell, Deborah? Dewey?
That was the woman who was helping. She was one of Trump's lawyers.
Okay.
When they were having Trump.
You remember that crazy one?
Okay, that was on the 13th, everybody. Then on the 24th, see, I got these things everywhere. Then on the 24th, she said, Meadows texted back to her and said, this is a fight of good versus evil. Evil always looks like the victor until the King of Kings triumphs. Can y'all believe that they were having this kind of conversation? That was on November 24th. That was Meadows talking back to her. She comes back and she says, and this is the last one, on November the 24th, same day, she texts back to Mark Meadows and she says, thank you. Needed that. This plus a conversation with my best friend just now. Now, for all of you who don't know who she's talking about, she and her husband call each other best friends. He has said he calls her his best friend, and she calls him her best friend. Now, this is only me telling you what I think that this means when she says best friend. Only because they just showed a couple nights ago, he was somewhere speaking, and he was telling everybody how special his wife was, and he called her his best friend on earth. So that's why when I read it, he said, after conversating with my best friend just now, I'm assuming she means he's her best friend and vice versa. So I'm just saying, that was just 5 or 6 what I read you. They said there are numerous of texts, everybody. In fact, they're talking about, what's the word when you have her come and testify about the insurrection? Say what, Deborah? Yes, yes, and they need to, everybody. They need to put her behind.
They're not going to.
Well, they need to. They need to, Dewey. They may not, but they need to do it. Okay, really do.
See, the problem is that it's his wife. It's not Clarence.
I know.
I know. That would be a little bit different.
I know.
The Republicans still wouldn't care. But maybe the Democrats would be moved to impeach him in the House. But it's the wife, And so if you're going to start talking about what people's relatives are doing, then they're going to say, oh, Hunter Biden did this. And everybody else is right. Who did anything. Oh, they can't be held.
Say what, Dewey? It is so desperate. Well.
Yeah, they are desperate. They still trying to find something on Hunter Biden. These people.
And what is up with that? I heard that the other night too, Dewey. Speaking of that, what in the world, everybody, that they still going after Hunter? I mean, well, let me tell you, Deborah, was it you that just sent me something?
Is troubled. He was troubled. If Biden had said so, he's had some trouble with drugs and things like that.
Right.
Like a lot of people's kids, they have problems. And so they took it and ran with it. And he has used his name, Biden, like a lot of people do, like their relatives do too, to get ahead. He's used his name to put on boards of directors and things like that. He hasn't done anything illegal. It's just nepotism.
Yeah.
And they jumped on that. It's just like they jumped on Hillary Clinton.
That's true.
And the Hunter Biden, he was on this thing in Ukraine, and they tried to make it like it was his. He was on that political. Trump got mad because they wouldn't send him any dirt on this guy.
Right.
And so,
right.
And
can you all imagine?
Hunter Biden,
listen,
yeah.
I say this every week. I say this every week. Can you all imagine if Trump was still the president of this country in this war going on with Ukraine? Oh God. I keep thinking about that, y'all. I keep thinking about it and thinking. Every time I think about it, seriously, I say thank you, Jesus, because he would, like Deborah said last week. Well, Deborah, you said it last week. Deborah said he would have just handed Ukraine to them because that's what he would have done.
Well, look what he was trying to do before he left. He was trying to pull the United States out of NATO.
Yes,
That's
he was.
exactly right.
Yes, he was, everybody. And let me tell you something that came across my phone. I don't know if it was yesterday or early this morning. Do you all know that Trump is still trying to sue over this election? He must be, listen, he must be in pure agony. But he must be in pure agony over this election because why would you still be dealing with this? Why would you still be dealing with this election?
Because he's setting up for 2024. And this is
he'll never concede.
for him. This is a way he can raise money. He can go around doing speeches. You know, he's found a gold mine. And if his health holds up, he would probably be arrogant enough to go and run.
Well, I'm telling you something. I mean, the weird thing about it is, what foolish lawyer would even take his case to even try?
Oh, you find
Say what, Deborah? I mean,
I take his case to get enough money. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, but do it. Listen, he only has money on paper. The man don't have the money that y'all think he has.
Yeah,
I'm just telling you now. He got money on paper, but the stuff doesn't belong to him. Okay, everybody. So
he got to sell one of them Trump towers.
And that's just it. He don't own none of them. That's just it. He doesn't own any of the towers. Do it.
I believe he owns Trump Tower. It's the other thing that he doesn't own.
What?
Right.
There's places around the world that say Trump. He licenses his name, but I think he owns Trump Tower.
Okay. Well, we know he's not going to sell that, but I'm just saying he doesn't have the money. I'm not saying he's broke. I'm just saying he doesn't have the money that he made the world think he had when he was on that show where he was saying, you're fired. Okay?
These banks own him.
Yes, they do.
Keep board money.
Yes, they do.
And using his
he actually owns them. This guy has been acting like this since he started in the business. And he's still living high. He's not living like you and I. You know, he's living high on the hog. And he wants to get back in the White House so that he can keep living high. You know, and this is all part of his strategy because they're waiting till the Democrats lose in November. And then when the Republicans, if they get back in there with the House and the Senate, they're going to try to impeach Biden. Why? And then if he gets in there and tells Kevin McCarthy, move over, Kevin, I'm going to be Speaker of the House now. They'll give it to him, and then
they
come down there, and they impeach Biden, impeach Kamala, and then he's president again. It sounds quite bad, but I would put it past them.
Well,
but I'm saying I'm sure they're going to try whatever they can.
Yes.
The one thing the good thing is the media. It's just going to be pressure on him to try to do what he did before. It will be. They'll try again because. And he wants to be, he doesn't want to go out a loser. And that's what happened, you know, in this last election. So he
doesn't want to go out at all now. He wants to be like food.
That's right.
He wants to be
that's
in
right,
there as long as he wants
he wants to be an autocrat. Yeah, that's his
He
goal.
wants to be America's autocrat. And he's going to get back in there now. Before, they didn't have enough people around the country, the secretaries of state, to overthrow the election. But they're going to be ready in November. The Democrats aren't ready. But they're going to be ready to steal the election in November.
That's right.
Or just win it outright. And then they're going to give Biden the time of his life. They're going to make his life hell for 2 years. Doing everything they can to get him out of there.
That's right.
Get Trump in there.
Let me ask you all something.
All over again.
Let me ask you all
I think
this.
they're going to win that. the House, but I don't think they'll get the Senate. I really don't.
No.
But
I do. Because they only need one.
Well, let me put it like this, Deborah. We would have done a whole lot better had it not been for what's his name, Manchin and Cinema. Is that her name? And let me ask y'all this. Speaking of Manchin, did y'all know that he's going to vote for Judge Brown? Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson. Can y'all believe that?
Yeah,
but here's my question to you. There's always a reason why these people do what they do. You all know that. My question would be, why, after all he's put President Biden through, put him through hell, he won't help to messed up with him trying to do pass all this stuff, these billions of dollars, trying to put all these jobs out here and fixing bridges and putting people to work. He didn't pass none of that stuff. Okay. Well, he passed that part, but they have to take out so much stuff. They're still taking out stuff right now, everybody. But my question is, what's the motive? I know that there's something behind this. What is it? For him to say that he would vote, and here's exactly the way it reads. It says, Senator Joe Manchin will vote for Supreme Court pick Ketanji Brown Jackson, boosting her confirmation chances. That's how it reads. And this was posted on March the 25th. All right. So my question is, why? Why is he going to vote for her? What's happening?
Well, I think he's going to vote for her because there's no downside really for him. She's actually a little bit more moderate than they were saying she was. And so we know that she's going to get in there because she'll probably have enough people to get her over the top.
Okay.
And so
she'll have Republicans.
Well, yeah, I know she'll have. That's what I was going to say. She's going to get in. She's going to get in regardless. So,
She will, but he wants the cameras on him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So what would happen? Oh, let's go ask Senator Manchin. Is he going to vote for Judge Brown? Senator Manchin. Are you going to vote for Judge Ketanji Brown? Let me see. I guess I will. I mean, this guy loves that camera. And so that's what he wants, is to have the camera on him so he can do the make or break. But he's not going to make or break now because they'll probably get at least 5 or 6 Republicans.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not critical. He's not crucial in this vote. He was in other things. But on this one, he'll get 5 or 6 Republicans, like you said. So it doesn't, whether he votes for or not doesn't really matter. But, other than just, he should.
And he doesn't want it to look like, you voted for the only black person who's been up for 30 years. You voted against him. He doesn't want that. And it wouldn't do him any good to have it. Why? I mean, what good would it do him to vote against him? It's not going to get him any brownie points. They'll just do another brownie.
No, he just,
well,
I thought he was going to vote against because of the oil, because she voted against something about the oil or something. But I tell you, one of the things is, we have to, I think we're going to do, I really believe that we're going to keep the Senate. And then, I'm going to tell you, let's be honest, politically, this Ukraine war is the best thing could ever happen.
Well, I hate to say it, but I said that earlier, kind of in those same terms today. I said, unfortunately, all these people, it's sad that their lives have been disrupted. But let me tell you, I don't know if y'all listened to the president today. His speech was awesome to those soldiers today. It really was, everybody. Y'all go back, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, they already backed off part of it. Already, he said, Putin must go. And the headlines went around, Biden said Putin must go. And the White House already said. They were talking about Putin regime change. They were talking about get out of,
That's right.
the other country.
That's right. I heard that today, too. And I was wondering why they cut it like that.
But this thing, that's a strong statement that he made.
Yeah.
Even for this, because he's showing leadership.
Yes, he is. He is.
And we haven't had that in years. I'm saying he unified NATO and got them kind of together. And
right.
So, it's a good thing for him, and I don't know, what else they want him to do, but, the biggest thing is...
Anything else, really, there's nothing. really, he has to walk a fine line between being forceful, because, Putin doesn't understand anything except for strength.
That's
He
true.
doesn't respect
That's
people
true.
he thinks are weak. But he also has to be careful that he doesn't provoke the Russians. They do have nuclear weapons.
Well, now
And
let me
so
ask
he
y'all
has to make
something.
sure that he doesn't do anything to make them act worse than they are now.
Well,
Let me ask
they
y'all
will
something.
not dare use nuclear weapons, because if they do, it's mutual destruction. It will get them just like it get us. Ain't no doubt about it.
They
He's not
know that.
using
But
it.
see, the problem, Julie, is we don't know what Putin's mindset is.
Right.
This guy
No, we
is
don't
ready
know.
to take everybody out.
We felt
I'm
the
about
same
to
way,
ask-
but
I'm about to
don't
ask
know.
a
You don't know,
question.
they're crazy people know what they
Well,
do.
Listen.
we knew this mindset.
Let me ask something that I just found out this week. I didn't realize that Putin was such a short man. He's only like 4'9". So, do y'all think? Did y'all know he's a very short? He's a very short man, Deborah. So I was just.
I know he's short. I didn't know he's that short.
He's very short, so I was just so my mind was just thinking, short people have a real complex sometimes. So, do y'all think that a lot of his issues are because he's a short man? Do y'all think that has something?
He's a former KGB officer.
Yeah.
He believes that Ukraine,
Y'all know I'm just playing, right? Come on,
countries
man.
need to be back into
Y'all know I had to get a
into
joke
the
in. Come
Soviet
on.
Union.
Well, listen, I just needed to say that. I'm just joking, everybody. But seriously, he really is a short man. He's just a short man. And short people have sometimes, not women, but a lot of short men have a lot of ego problems. So I'm just saying, okay, right? Have ego problems. Real short men do. Dewey, you're not real short, right? Because I don't want to be talking about how tall are you, Dewey?
Yeah, I'm not fat. I'm not 4'7". I'm a little bit taller than that. I don't know. I don't know where you're going, but there's a lot of people who do have problems.
Not you, Dewey. Dewey, you never had a problem. You never had a problem with, and I don't consider you short because with my heels on, you're not that much under me, so you're not really a short person. You remember you always saying you love to sing with the praise team. But I had heels on all the time, and I don't remember looking way down at you. So you can't be too short, and I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8", everybody. So
well, that's because you're down there on the organ, and I'm upstairs. So I'm probably tall. I'm on the top row of the cross thing. But I know you weren't talking about me personally.
no, I'm not doing.
I'm
not.
just,
Oh Lord, y'all forgive because every now and then we have to kind of break the ice a little bit. But no, I am not because Dewey is my buddy. So hey, but listen, back to Putin, everybody. My thing with Putin is, I have a feeling that he cannot stand the fact that the last thing that happened was his ship was bombed. Y'all knew that, right? They blew his ship up.
Yes.
So now he's beginning, let me tell you, now he's beginning to target people in general. And that's not a good thing.
yes, he is.
Did y'all know that? He's targeting people now. Right now, he just doesn't care. Excuse me. Right now, it's just about him killing whomever in Ukraine. Because he's saying, how dare United States help them. Now, that's what this is about. Speaking of that, help me, guys. Now, how were we able to let our people go to Poland? How were we able to do that? The soldiers that are in Poland that are from the United States, but we couldn't send people to help them in Ukraine?
Right. See,
Why?
Poland is a member of NATO. Ukraine is not. So
Okay.
we have an agreement with them that, if anybody comes after them, you attack one, you're going to attack all.
Okay.
Ukraine is not. It's
Okay.
kind of separate.
And I may have asked this question, but excuse me, why is Ukraine not a part of NATO? Why?
Well, because Russia didn't really want them to be, first of all. And then I think they were moving towards that. They wanted to be, but Russia has not wanted it because they don't want NATO next to their borders.
Mm.
They want a buffer zone
All right.
so that it'd be just like would we have, Russia when Russia wanted to put missiles down in Cuba, 90 miles off the coast of Florida during the Cuban Missile Crisis, that we didn't want them that close. So Russia doesn't want it. Plus, Russia thinks, or at least Putin thinks, that Ukraine is not a real country, that it's part of Russia. And
Yeah, it's a Russian territory. Yeah, that's what they think.
And let me ask you guys, how in the world are they going to rebuild Ukraine? That place is a mess now, everybody.
Well, those are clean.
They will.
It's a mess.
That's one thing about these folks. They tear it down, they build it up.
Well, they showed it on CNN the other night, and it just kind of broke my heart looking at, because I'm sure it was a beautiful place, as most of these countries are, but the destruction is just unreal from all of the shellings and bombings, and it's just unreal, everybody. It is. Really.
I just wish they would pay much attention to some of the other countries, like they're paying attention here. I understand the reason why the Russia has nuclear weapons and all that, but it should be more of, a matter of human rights rather than where you strategically located or what color your skin is. I mean, we saw what happened in Haiti. We see what's happened in Yemen. There's all this rush to give asylum 100,000 people in Ukraine to come to the U.S.
Right.
But then look what happened to the Haitians. They just sent them back packing.
That's true.
And gave them a little bit of money, and they're not trying to rebuild them, because they don't have any value.
That's true.
For the United States.
Yeah. It's a stark difference between what they're doing with the Ukrainians, and it's hard for black folks, even in Ukraine, to.
Well, I've been trying not to deal with that because, but sometimes you have to.
Well, they never have to.
Well, say what, Deborah?
You're not seeing. You notice you're not seeing any more news reports about it because they hurried up and shut them up. Talking about, because it was getting a little traction, particularly in the black publications, about the way the black people were being treated when they came to be evacuated. But I think they've capped that down now.
Why?
And
yeah, they have.
But why?
Well,
but why?
But
why did they shut it down? Because like I said, I remember hearing about it. I didn't really deal with it, but that bothered me. That happened to black people in Ukraine, everybody. So why did they do that, guys?
Well,
why did they do that?
Huh? Yeah, when they were trying to leave, at some place, I don't know where I saw it, that black people were having a time just trying to get out of Ukraine. So, and I think it had to do with the fact that they were black. That's what bothered me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh,
yeah,
it bothered me.
They're going to take that. Poland, those countries, they're going to take in Ukrainians, people like them in. They're just like, but the thing about it, one of the things that we have to look at is, you haven't heard one thing. Trump and them, they were raising hell about when the Asians were.
That's right.
Come here, the people from Mexico, and now, you have 100,000 white people.
So why you figure they're not saying anything, Dewey?
It's just the black people are the ones complaining. It's not the white people, they're all for it. Just like the Polish civilians were putting people up in their houses. And one guy even said, we don't have any problem with them, because they're just like us, and you don't have to worry about terrorism or anything because, they're just like us. And then one of the black people said they were asking only the black people for ID. When people were trying to go across the border into Poland, they were only asking the black people. And then when you said, why are you just asking me? Because we don't know who you are. But they didn't ask any of the white people, could have been Russians. trying to come across the border. They didn't care because they're all white. You know, it's important to say the real reason is because they couldn't get over because they felt like the black people didn't deserve to go to freedom in front of the white people. And like one guy said, they even took the cat on the train and wouldn't let him on.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the world we live in. We live in this world.
Yeah.
And the prejudice is so, against people of color. But that's, we kind of got used to it. We don't question stuff. But we have to, realize, though, that this, like I said, the thing has helped Biden. That's the main thing.
It really has, Dewey. I mean, it's sad, but I agree with Dewey. It has helped him. Guys, there's a man that I follow on Twitter. I don't know, Deborah, if you follow him. His name is John Cooper. And he said the funniest thing to me on yesterday. He said, is Mitch McConnell racist or just an enormous ass blank? Okay? Well, he could not. Wait a minute. Let me just say it. Everybody, because he said, "Is Mitch McConnell racist? Excuse me for having to say it, or just an enormous asshole?" He put that on Twitter yesterday, and I got so tickled. That's what he said. Is he a racist or just an enormous a-hole? And I thought, Lord, did y'all know this man? Because I think he's some big somebody, journalist or somebody. But that's what he put out there. And I think he was just probably referring to the fact that Mitch and his buddy have decided, I already said, that they will not be voting for Judge Jackson. And we already know that you're not. It's okay. It's okay that you're not. She's going to get in. But I just thought that was so funny because he is. He's both, everybody. He's a racist and he's a butthole. I'm going to call him a butthole. He's both. All right? Yes, he's a racist. He most certainly is. I think like Deborah said, everybody's politicking. Okay, everybody? They're politicking. And that's what this is about. But you're politicking at her expense. Wait, Deborah. You're politicking at her expense. That's a very, very highly intelligent lady. And she deserves to be on that court.
It's not quite equal, though, Karen, because yes, he's politicized, but it's a situation where reversed. And the Republicans put somebody up there, I think the more Democrats would vote for them unless they were very controversial.
Maybe.
Then Republicans are acting like a cult. Well, they're not acting like a cult, they are a cult.
Exactly.
And so this world is not set right now. It's only those 5 or 6 who will sometimes break off and vote when it's just like, too much. But the Republicans have completely gone bonkers, and they want to attack the Supreme Court with all right-wingers so they can get rid of abortion, get fair in school, do all the things that they claim they want to do. The real reason they want people up there is to enrich the wealthy more than they already are.
That's right.
Including
That's right, Deborah. That is so true, Deborah. That is so true. Everybody, thank you all for coming out here with us tonight. We didn't start until 7 tonight. That's why we're still on. Dewey, I think, is going to give us a Black History moment. Am I right, Dewey?
I thought I gave you one, Liz.
Oh, well then it should have been. Do you have
I
one?
mean, even though you took it away from me, but I tried.
Well, we're sorry, Dewey. We didn't mean
you and Deborah both.
we didn't mean to take it from you, Dewey. Now I can find one because listen, when I see Black History, I have a folder that I put it in, so I can go out here and pull up one in just a second if y'all bear with me, because like I said, I keep a folder of nothing but Black History because we have so much history. It's easy to keep a folder for me to keep a folder. Okay, again, I play Black History on my station, everybody. And while I'm finding it, let me ask y'all, what's happening with Jussie Smollett? What's going on with him while I'm finding my history? What's happening?
Not just going to lay low.
Oh, is he?
Until it all blows over. And then he can get out of that jail center. He's not going to serve in jail. You know, that's just not going to happen. He really didn't even have any anyway. He had only about 3 months, and, you know, he served 7 days back. So nothing's really going to happen to him.
No.
But it's interesting that you mentioned about the Black history is that, you know, with the civil rights movement, like you have said on numerous occasions, you know, there are some that get all the attention, you know, rightfully so, but there are so many thousands of people who work anonymously to help the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement never would have succeeded without people who were just average, ordinary, everyday people who enabled them. You know, and and particularly the women, because the women never really got the attention. There are people like Diane, people like that.
Yeah.
But for the most part, the women, you know, never really got the attention. And in fact, I was just thinking about Mrs. Boynton, you know, who did a lot for the civil rights movement in Alabama. And she just died about 5-6 years ago. And those people, you know, they labored in anonymity pretty well. I mean, some people acknowledge them, but they don't get nearly as much attention as they probably should.
That's true. Everybody, I found a good one here. Let me do Black history on, and I know you all know this lady. Her name is Betsy Coleman. Betsy soared across the sky as the first African American and the first Native American woman pilot. She was known for performing flying tricks. Her nicknames were Brave Betsy and Queen Bess. Her goal was to encourage women and African Americans to reach their dreams. Unfortunately, her career ended with a tragic plane crash, but her life continues to inspire people around the world. She was born in Atlanta. Well, it says she was born in Atlanta, Texas. Never heard of that. She was born in Atlanta, Texas, on January the 26th, 1892. Betsy had 12 brothers and sisters. Her mother was an African-American maid, and her father, George Coleman, was a sharecropper of mixed Native American and African-American descent. In 1901, her father decided to move back to Oklahoma to try to escape discrimination. Betsy's mother decided to not go with him. Instead, the rest of the family stayed in Waxahachie, Texas. Have you heard of that? Waxahachie, Texas. My goodness.
No.
Betsy grew up Atlanta, Texas. Never heard of that. It says Betsy grew up helping her mother pick cotton, and she washed laundry to earn extra money. By the time she was 18, she had saved up enough money to attend the Colored Agricultural and Normal University, now known as Langston University, in Langston, Oklahoma. She dropped out of college after only one semester because she could not afford to attend. How sad. At age 23, Betsy went to live with her brothers in Chicago. She went to the Burnham School of Beauty Culture in 1915, and she became a manicurist in a local barbershop. Meanwhile, her brothers served in the military during World War I and came home with stories from their time in France. Her brother John teased her because French women were allowed to learn how to fly airplanes and Betsy could not. This made Betsy want to become a pilot, so she applied to many flight schools across the country, but no schools would take her because she was born African American and a woman. Famous African American newspaper publisher Robert Abbott told her to move to France where she could learn how to fly. She began taking French classes at night because her application to flight schools needed to be written in French. Finally, Coleman was accepted at the Caldron Brothers School of Aviation in France. She received her international pilot's license on June 15th of 1921, and her dream was to own a plane and to open her own flight school. She gave speeches and showed films of her air tricks in churches, theaters, and schools to earn money. She refused to speak anywhere that was segregated or discriminated against African Americans. In 1922, she performed the first public flight by an African American woman. She was famous for doing loop-de-loops, Lord of mercy, and making the shape of an 8 in an airplane. People were fascinated by her performances, and she became more popular both in the United States and in Europe. And lastly, everybody, she toured the country giving flight lessons, performing in flight shows, and she encouraged African Americans and women to learn how to fly. It's a whole lot more to the story. I just don't want to read it out, but there's so much to this story, everybody. One down here said that Coleman immediately says she was not wearing a seatbelt, everybody. Said at about 3,000 feet in the air. It says a loose wrench, listen to this, got stuck in the engine of the aircraft. It says Willis was no longer able to control the steering wheel and the plane flipped over. Unfortunately, she was not wearing a seatbelt, and they said she immediately fell out of the open plane and died. Oh, God. And isn't the story sad, everybody? Isn't it sad? But
it's inspirational.
It's inspirational. Yeah, I mean, they said she could make an 8. Can y'all imagine? They called it loop-the-loops. She could make an 8 with an airplane. I mean, I just thought that was just an awesome story. That's why I said I have plenty of Black History moments, everybody. Don't worry about it. I've always got y'all's back. Now, next week, Deborah, if you want to do it, then do it. You can go after her, and I'll follow you. How's that?
Yeah, okay.
Everybody, thank you all so very much. We appreciate you for coming out here with us. Those of you that are on the web, thank you again for coming in. I sent some text to people letting them know that we were going to be late tonight, so I have people out here listening. But thank you all so very much. Guys, Monday night, we are going to have Pastor Tanja Warren. She's going to be our messenger. Now, those of you that did not hear Kira Wyatt, let me tell you, Kira was awesome. I have not had a chance to put her out there on YouTube. I will do that just as soon as I get out tonight. But her message was really, really good. You all have got to go out there and listen. But come back at 8 o'clock. And let me tell you something else. For those of you that are musicians and know how to do this, I posted earlier today, I'm going to have another little contest, guys. A man named Pastor Anthony Rogers wrote my Gospel Train jingle that I play sometimes. He's from Houston, Texas, and he was the winner and did an excellent job on this. You all can hear that too out there on YouTube. Look for Sharon Rucker's Gospel Train, and it'll play the jingle. But what I'm going to do this time, I need 2. I'd like to have a little jingle for our talk show to be able to play that before we come on, and I'd like to have another one for my message and prayer. So this is a contest again. Now, I only want to deal with interested people, meaning that you got to know how to do this and you got to have equipment. Pastor Rogers is a musician, so he has equipment. It was easy for him to do this, all right? But here's the wonderful thing. Yes, there will be a cash prize, as I gave him a cash prize. So after I listened to him, and they have to grab me like his did. The first time I heard his, I knew immediately that I wanted to use his. Have you heard it do it? Have you heard my Gospel Train jingle?
No.
Oh, it's great, Dewey. Oh, he did an awesome job. He did an awesome job. So again, this is for people who are musically inclined to be able to do this, all right? You got to be musically inclined.
Not a lot of people are musically inclined. So.
And you got to have equipment. Like I said, he's a gospel artist too, so he sings. But you got to have equipment to do this, everybody, because it's as professional as I play it all the time on my station. So if you all hear the jingle, you'll know what I'm talking about. But he did a great job. But again, please, if you're interested, send me an inbox so I can give you all the information that you're going to need to put in the jingle. And again, there will be a cash prize involved with this one as well. I need 2. One for our show that comes on Saturdays at 6. And I'll need 1 for my message and prayer that comes on at 8 p.m. on Mondays. All right? Dewey and Deborah, I thank you both. Deborah, what is your temperature like? Because it is going to be cold tonight. And I tell you, this weather messes me up, everybody. You know, it messes me up.
I think we have a few more cold days.
Oh, it's going to be real cold tonight.
It's dropped here.
It has, Deborah. It is so cold here, Deborah, and it's going to drop even more. In fact, they were saying people that have put flowers out, they said, guys, you better cover them up because they're talking about a frost tonight. I mean, Deborah, it's been so nice here. It's been in the 60s, the 70s. And now they're talking about going down to freezing tonight. This temperature. Speaking of freezing, how about when we woke up the other morning, guys, our heat pump was not working. When I say I got into a panic mode, the house was sitting on 66, Dewey. And you know that's too cold, okay?
Yeah. If you was 59.
Say what now?
That's too cold.
Yeah, this house was freezing. I could not believe it. But now let me tell you how my brain works, everybody. The people call me my father's child. My father could fix anything. Let me tell you what my mind told me to do. Because sometimes, you know, mechanical things will block up, okay? Or trip. So let me tell you what I did. First I called at 8 o'clock I called my person, the heat pump person, telling me to get over here. Mm-hmm. But before he got here, I fixed it, everybody. And let me just tell you what I did. I turned the pump off and I let it completely stop running. So this is just something that you all might want to do if this happens to you. Because sometimes things happen and these mechanical things, they get locked in a position or trip or whatever. But I turned it off and I waited till it completely stopped. It took it like 10 or 15 minutes. I turned it back on, and guess what? It's been working since. Now, trying to figure that out. But I'm just trying to give y'all just a little heads up. If that happens to you at your house, turn your pump off, turn it off. Like your computer, you know, it has a hard drive. Sometimes you have to reboot. Sometimes you have to turn your phone off, turn it back on. Same thing. Just turn it off, let everything stop running, turn it back on, guys. And it worked. It's been working since. This was like 2 days ago.
You might have missed your call.
That's why you say that, Dewey.
But that might be your. I tell you what, we do miss you singing. Now, let me say this. Let me throw that in before you hang up.
For real, Dewey.
With this community misses your singing.
Oh, Dewey, thank you.
It's the truth. You know, our people ask me all the time, when Sharon, has she started back? I said, I don't know.
No, I haven't. I haven't. But now, let me tell you what I'm going to do that you all might, and I'll make sure it's taped live. I'm going to do a little mini concert for you all on Facebook, okay? And when I do it, I'll take a record.
If you need to back up, you call me.
I'll do it, Dewey. I will make sure that I call you for backup, okay? But what I'll do is, when I do it, I will put it on, I'll do it live on Facebook, but I'll record it where I can also load it to YouTube, and you all can send the links out. You know, like I send you links, and you know, just like the link I sent to you of your son Dewey, I'll do it that way where you go out there and pull it up and look at it.
Okay.
I'm going to do that soon, so y'all just bear with me. I'm just trying to get through all the things that David has to go through. I'm trying to get through this time here. And as soon as I get situated, and as soon as this virus comes back down a little bit, because see, y'all still going out here without your mask on, because y'all think that this virus is gone, and it's not. Doctor just said again the other day, he said, you all need to continue to wear your mask. He said, you're getting too comfortable. You're getting too comfortable, all right? But see, he doesn't have to tell me that because I still wear mine. I don't go anywhere without mine.
You'll be known as the mask gospel singer.
Thank you.
You know?
Now, even when I do start back at First Street, I will probably, while I'm sitting there, you know, doing the sermon, I'll probably put my mask on. I'm not gonna tell you. Okay.
I'm sure.
So
I saw Pastor Sean Angel this morning, and you know, he's such a great minister.
Yes, he is.
He said he's in Herman or somewhere down the road, but
yes, he is.
It's new church here. But he is gifted.
He really is, everybody. He's our pastor for the second Mondays. Pastor Sean comes on the second Mondays. But again, Pastor Tanja Warren, you all need to tune in because she's a very good messenger as well. So you all make sure that you tune in this coming Monday at 8 p.m. for her message, okay? Our the messengers are very good. Dewey's son was awesome as well. His is already out there on YouTube. Just go out there, and I have his name out there as well under Sharon Rucker. That's my page. But guys, I want to thank you all so very much for being able to come on. I do apologize, guys. I have a lot. I've been trying to do too much in here, and it throws me off. But I do apologize for being late tonight. I will try to be better next Saturday. Hopefully, we'll be right at 6 p.m. next week. Okay, if all goes well. But thank you, Deborah, and thank you, Dewey. I appreciate you both. Guys, you all have a good rest of the weekend.
Enjoy the conversation.
Yes, very, very good conversation. Thank you all so much. And everybody, we already know that Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson is going to get in. It's just, I hate this year to go through so much. Oh my God. That woman went through so much these past 4 days. But you know what? It takes people like her to endure these Republicans because they are just nasty people sometimes. You hear me? Their attitudes and the questions, and I mean, they're just mean. And even the one that got up and walked out, Lindsey Graham, just rude. That was just rude, everybody.
He's the worst.
He just got up and walked out. Okay? Just rude and mean. Well, let me tell you, I say this all the time, everybody. We reap what we sow. Okay? Reap what you sow. And I'm gonna tell you how. Let me tell you how you reap. Let me tell you how reaping is. Okay, just in case y'all don't know. Things don't always have to happen to you, but I promise you, your reaping can come through your friends, your family, people you love. You reap what you sow, Lindsay. All right? So I'm not wishing nothing bad on the brother. I'm just saying, we reap what we sow. And on that note, guys.
Well, he's mad. He was glad that they didn't choose J. Michelle Childs down in South Carolina. He wanted her.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, really?
From his state.
Yeah.
So he's sour, but ever since they didn't choose his judge from his state.
Oh, okay.
And you know, if he wants somebody, she has to be very conservative.
Exactly. Now, was she a black woman? Was she a black woman?
She was, for a Democrat, she was moderate, I guess.
No, I'm asking, was she a black woman? Because the President Biden was determined to put a black woman in. Is she a black woman?
Yes, they were all
Yes, she was. Yeah.
Okay, she was just from his state, is what you're saying.
He just took his
black.
leg in.
Okay.
She was from a state school. She
Okay.
wasn't from Harvard and Yale.
Okay.
And that's what he was saying.
Okay.
Harvard wanted her too.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get her. They didn't get her.
He picked the right
You
one.
got
He picked the right
Ketanji
one.
Brown Jackson, is who you got. Okay? So things don't always go the way you want them to go. Trump. All right?
That's right. We
Trump.
got the best thing you could ever have.
Things don't go the way
I'm
you want.
talking about Clarence Thomas.
And Clarence, okay? I'm so glad he gonna have a sister on there now. I don't know what to do. All right? I don't. I'm just.
Sure. And I'm hoping she'll be able to persuade some of those conservative people.
That's right. That's
on the
exactly
court
right,
to
Dewey.
maybe come up with better reasons for what they vote for.
That's right. That's right.
They're
Guys-
they're not the right. They're not the kind that are going to be convinced. I don't think she's just taking Breyer's place, and so she's just replacing another
Conservative.
liberal. But it's
Liberal. What was he? Was he a liberal or a conservative, Deborah? What was he?
Breyer. Breyer is liberal.
Okay.
He was liberal, so she's just replacing his place.
Okay.
You know, they're still minority.
Yeah,
Well-
if she was taking Republican's place, they would have been even worse.
I
No,
know.
but what I'm saying is, her reasoning would make, you know, when you put it to part of the major decision and part of the minor decision, her reasoning just makes people understand how important it is to have a smart person on the, you know, one smart person can't undo the other the five that are not. Thomas, you know, like Clarence Thomas, you know,
Right.
he's always been wrong here since, you know.
Exactly.
You know, I'm glad we have another black person on there.
Who doing? Me
So,
too.
maybe-
Me too.
If she don't do anything else to counter Clarence Thomas, that'd be
Me too, too. Me too. Listen, guys, we got to get out of here. But thank you all so much. And listen, we will come back on next Saturday again. Deborah, if you'll do Black History next Saturday, then I'll follow you. Or will it be Dewey's
No,
time?
I follow.
You'll follow Deborah,
and
and
you
then
can follow me.
and I'll follow you. Yes. All right, guys. Listen. Have a good rest of the weekend, and you all stay safe. All right.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
All right,
Okay,
guys. All right.
Okay, Deborah.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Thank you all so very much. I do appreciate all of you. Those of you that are out here with us right now, thank you. Those of you that are coming on the site, I just saw some more people come on, so thank you guys. Now, we always put these videos on YouTube. So for those of you that choose to want to hear this in its entirety, later on this evening, it will be on my wall under Sharon Rucker. That's what I have my page under. Okay. The time, everybody, is 8:14, and you have been listening to Let's Talk with me and my co-hosts, Deborah Glasgow and Dewey Roberts. Thank you all so very much for joining us tonight. Thank you for getting on board with us tonight. Those of you in Knoxville, Tennessee, it is going to be cold tonight. I cannot figure this weather out. I'm not sure why we cannot just get spring to do what it's supposed to do, everybody, but they said it is going to get down to freezing tonight. In fact, I believe it may go down as much as 28 maybe. That's cold, okay? So you all make sure that you keep your heat on and stay warm tonight. But we get better next week. We really do, everybody. Next Wednesday, listen to this. It's going to be 79 degrees, 72 on Thursday. So if we just get through tonight, maybe spring will say, okay, it's time to give these people some great weather. Thank you all again for joining me tonight. I'm going to go off with a song. You all know that I can only go off with music by me. If you have not purchased a CD, please make sure that you do. You have several ways to get it. Okay, you can come by my home if you live in Knoxville, or you can use my Cash Apps. I have Cash App, PayPal, and I have Zelle, and they are under my wall. Or you can call at 865-310-1616. Leave me a message. I'll get back with you and give you other ways that you can also receive your CDs. Okay, everybody? Again, I am needing all of you talented musicians to do a jingle for me. Now, for those of you who have not heard the Gospel Train jingle, I'm about to play that for you now so that you will know kind of what I'm looking for. And it doesn't have to be exactly like this. It's just, this is kind of what I'm looking for, except I need one for my show for Let's Talk, and I need one for my message and prayer that's on Monday nights at 8. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to put on the Gospel Train jingle and let it play so that you all will know what I'm looking for. Right? So let's just enjoy the Gospel Train jingle by Pastor Anthony Rogers. Right, guys? If so, look no further. You found it right here at www.sharonbucker.com. Thank you for getting on board the Gospel Train, and thank you for listening. And this is the Gospel Train jingle, everybody. Isn't that good? Pastor Rogers did an awesome job. I love it. Everybody, that was the Gospel Train jingle by Pastor Anthony Rogers. He wrote that for me. Listen, I believe he did that in 2013. It's been a while. And I'm basing it on the fact that when I put it out there on YouTube, I had out there 2013, I think. So, it's been at least about 8 years. And now I've made my own self curious, everybody. So I have got to go out here and see how long ago it was that he actually wrote this jingle. But he did such a wonderful job, everybody. I am so grateful to him for this. In fact, hang on, everybody. I am going to pull it up here, and I can tell you all exactly how long ago it was out here on YouTube. Make sure those of you that will be watching this later on, if you have family that don't use social media, they can also see this video by going to my YouTube page. And the way you do that is you just type in YouTube. Excuse me. Once you get to YouTube, everybody, once you get to the page, all you need to do is just put in Sharon Rucker, and you'll see a lot of stuff out there, because I've got a lot of my Let's Talk. I've got our message and prayer. I've got songs from the church I play for. I play for Fern Street Missionary Baptist Church. I have not started back yet. But when I do, everybody, I will make sure that you all know so that you can come and visit. Okay, you will be blessed. You'll be blessed. But I have not started back yet. I'm just trying to get through this virus and dealing with things with my husband. And as soon as we get, God says so. As soon as God says it's time. How's that? I'm not gonna say as soon as I get ready. As soon as God says it's time. Okay, I will be back doing what I do. Dewey was saying that somebody said to him that they were missing me singing. Thank you all so much. But the way that you all can kind of get by that is you need to get a CD. Okay, it's just that simple. You get a CD, everybody, you can enjoy 23 wonderful songs on my CD. I'm telling you, you can. Now, I'm out here looking, so it says that I put this out here 8 years ago. So, yeah, everybody, I would have put that out there 8 years ago. It would have been 2013. Wow. Well, it's really 9 years. It'll be 9 years this July that Pastor Rogers, Anthony Rogers wrote this 9 years ago. Can y'all believe that? That's when I had the contest, was 9 years ago. Well, I'm getting ready to do another. So, everybody, again, this is only for those of you that are musically inclined. Oh, I didn't mean to put that on. I'm sorry about it. Forgive me. I did not intend to do that. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. It's playing on. Sorry, everybody. Hang on. I did not mean to do that. Sorry. But again, this is for people that have equipment, okay? Because you're going to either need to talk. You have to talk to do these little jingles, and you may want to put some music in the background. So that's what I'm saying. You got to have some musical expertise to do this. And there's going to be a cash prize for both of them. You need to do one for Let's Talk, and you'll need to do one for my message and prayer. And I will pick a winner as I picked Pastor Rogers. I had like about 4 or 5 people that sent me some jingles, and his was just, when I heard his, I knew immediately, everybody. I knew that I wanted his. So he was the winner almost 9 years ago, okay? Listen, everybody, let me find a song to go off with tonight. I am going to do this. I'm going to go off with me doing just a little bit of, let's see, I'm going to do a little bit of You Are My Peace. All right? This is one of the songs I believe is on the CD as well. So you all just enjoy, and this song is not very long, so I'll be back right after it gets through. Thank you all so very much for listening and being a part of Let's Talk tonight. I thank you for getting on my site. Thank you for being on Facebook. And for those of you that have shared the video, please make sure that you share it on somebody's wall. And come back Monday at 8 p.m. for Pastor Tanja Warren. She will be our messenger for our message and prayer. All right? The message and prayer on Monday. Enjoy, everybody. I'm about to do a little bit of my version of You Are My Peace. everybody, I love that song. That's one of the songs that I did on my CD. Now, the person that sings that song, we're trying to pull up her name right now, so hang on everybody, I'll tell you exactly. I think it's Juanita Bynum. Yeah, I believe it is. Yes, Juanita Bynum. She's the one that sings that, so it's just one of my favorites and my version of You Are My Peace. I'm about to go off here, guys, but my phone has something on it that I just kind of want to read to us. I'm always I always enjoy kind of giving us little special messages, everybody, before I go off. So let me see if I can pull up just one before we go off tonight. This is one that I want to go off with tonight. And it just simply says, prayer reminds us that we're not in control, but God connects us to the one who is. Thank you, everybody. Those of you that are on my site, continue to enjoy. This is a 24-hour station. You can enjoy this station all day and all night, and I see many of you out here late at night, so you almost really enjoy this music late at night, because sometimes I see 30, 40, 50 people out here at midnight. So thank you all so very much. Listen, if you have a business and you want to advertise, please contact me at 865-310-1616. You can get in the rotating box on my page. If you're a minister and you want to do a live broadcast, all you have to do is call in. You can do it right from your home, all right? And you'll be heard all over the world, everybody. All over the world. It doesn't get any better than that. You don't have to leave your home. I mean, that's just a wonderful thing, I think, okay? Not have to leave your home to be able to do a broadcast. So make sure, everybody, if you need to be known, you got to advertise. That's the only way that people will know who you are, is to advertise what you do, all right? And if you want to be a blessing to this station, you can do that too. I have Cash Apps, I have PayPal, I have Zelle, or guess what? You can email me at srucker@comcast.net. Go on my page there, click on where it says send email, and you can just tell me how you want to send it. If you just want to be a blessing, you can do that as well, everybody. All right? Again, I want to thank all of you for coming out here listening tonight, and I thank all of you that are on my station. Continue to enjoy the music, because I have put in some new music that you're going to love. All right? Guys, you all be blessed and be safe out there. Continue to wear your mask. Don't take it off yet. It is not time. It's just not time, everybody. I know you all think it is, but it's not. Keep yourselves covered up and make sure that you, if you have not, get vaccinated. Get vaccinated. The time is 8:30. We're about to shut this down, and I want to leave you with this. We can do all things through Christ, who strengthens us. God bless all of you, and good night, everybody.